I have been in Shenzhen for more than a month. I have interviewed with over 100 companies, and more than 90 have accepted me, but none truly wanted me. Yesterday, one company told me I passed the interview and asked me to report today. But when I arrived, they told me again, "We already have a better candidate." I thought to myself, am I really that bad? I can't find a job, my wallet is empty, I can't pay rent, and I still have water and electricity bills to cover. The employment situation in 2024 is severe, as seen in Shenzhen, a first-tier city with a developed economy and abundant job opportunities. According to authoritative statistics, the number of newly registered unemployed people in Shenzhen surged by 40% year-on-year in the first quarter of this year, directly reflecting the current job market pressure. Additionally, the South China Morning Post recently cited the main indicators of labor and social security in the first quarter of 2024, released by the Shenzhen Human Resources and Social Security Bureau. The data showed 40,221 newly registered unemployed people in Shenzhen, a significant 40% increase from 28,703 during the same period last year, and a 15% rise compared to the fourth quarter of last year. A Weibo analysis pointed out that many unemployed people do not register, meaning a large number remain unnoticed. Some netizens even claim Shenzhen is no longer suitable for working. Furthermore, many Shenzhen residents have moved to Guangzhou to seek jobs and opportunities. What is the real situation in Shenzhen now? Some listed companies in Nanshan can't even pay wages. In more extreme cases, companies operating normally one day receive group notifications to dissolve by the evening. One client shared that companies now avoid direct layoffs by assigning impossible tasks. If you can do them, fine. If not, you're forced to leave. Over the past 2 years, I've met many business owners. Some, even under financial strain, would take loans to pay employees. But unscrupulous bosses simply don't care. It's not just companies. Many roadside shops are also struggling to stay afloat. This month, to be blunt, even rent isn't fully covered. Honestly, not many are earning well in Shenzhen this year. Many office workers are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and their monthly income can't even cover interest on online loans or credit cards. One housewife lamented her understanding of Shenzhen's dire job market this year. She shared that her husband has been laid off for 5 months, and she has been jobless for 3 months. Neither has found a job yet. Job opportunities, let alone suitable ones, are scarce. In this situation, finding a job seems harder than finding a partner. Many resonate with my videos, saying they were laid off at 30 and can't find work. They wonder what's wrong with society. Yesterday, I watched a video of an elderly man in Hong Kong, at least 80 years old, trembling and barely able to walk, but still working in uniform. Meanwhile, I'm 40 years old and unemployed, with 15 years left until retirement. For the next 15 years, my parents and children will still depend on me. I don't mind labor-intensive jobs, but when I lift bricks, I can't hold my children. I feel deeply disappointed. Do you know how many people are unemployed in Shenzhen now? Some are as young as 35 and have been jobless for over a year. In some groups, 6 people might chat, and 4 of them are unemployed. Colleagues who worked hard yesterday suddenly disappear today. Food delivery workers are multiplying. Over 20,000 reportedly register for Didi daily. Yesterday's office workers are today's delivery riders. Many couples burdened with car and house loans have both lost their jobs. IT workers earning 20,000 to 30,000 yuan a month are now marginalized, and no one even knows the true scale of unemployment. Shocking. Shanghai's economy is collapsing, worse than that of second- and third-tier cities. Compared with 4 years ago, the number of subway passengers in Shanghai during peak hours has decreased by at least 1/3, and the number of customers in restaurants and shopping malls has decreased by more than half. Many restaurants in the district, which were once crowded at mealtimes, are now empty. Many people choose to go home, buy vegetables, and cook to save money. The real shot video shows that the former Shanghai Shinsongjiang Road High is now empty, with shops closed everywhere and shopping malls even more deserted. People can't help but sigh, wondering why this is happening. Some netizens pointed out that the main shopping mall next to the East Pearl building in the core area of Shanghai Lujiazui was empty at around 8 o'clock in the evening. There are 2 tables scattered in the hot pot restaurant, and at most, 3 to 5 tables are occupied, making it seem deserted. Looking at another Korean barbecue restaurant, the business status is similar, with less than 1/3 of the seats occupied. Zheng Shopping Mall is located in the core business district, a prime location, but it is so deserted during dinner time, which is truly lamentable. In such an environment, the pressure on the store owner can be imagined. Netizens also found that some shops have closed down, and some have even moved out half of their furniture. Many shopping malls and supermarkets in Shanghai have shut down. Some people pointed out that the wave of store closures has begun on a large scale, urging everyone to prepare in advance. Look at these subway stations in Shanghai that were once hard to find. Now, they are truly deserted. It's not an exaggeration to describe it this way. In the past, we couldn't even get 300,000 yuan for a shop like this. Now, there are basically no such shops around subway stations, which are considered commercial streets. Even food can't survive here. This is a first-tier city. This year, it's really difficult to open a physical store in Shanghai. That's the reality. Also, those around me who were born after 2000 and those working in companies are among those who were laid off. Shocking that Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen are in such a severe recession. This is the 4th Ring Road in Beijing at 7 o'clock in the evening. In my memory, I have never seen such smooth traffic flow on the North 4th Ring Road during rush hour. Anyway, except for SARS and the epidemic, I have never seen it since I came to Beijing. Such a big depression is rare. If you tell me the real situation in Shanghai now, you might not believe it. Many big companies are cutting salaries and laying off employees. Many small companies are struggling to survive on the verge of losses and bankruptcy, and many can no longer pay wages. In the past, the mall was packed with people on weekends, and now it's deserted, as if it's about to close. I tell you the current real situation in Shenzhen, which may seem unbelievable. Large companies are constantly laying off employees, small companies are closing down, and the houses are unrented. What is surprising is that Shenzhen's finances are also facing problems. There are 2 major signals. First, many places in Shenzhen have reduced district-level expenditures this year. Second, Shanghai's foreign trade has stalled. In the first 4 months of this year, Shanghai lost its position as the #1 foreign trade city after 9 consecutive years. When 2 super cities send out strange signals, it means that we don't have much room for redundancy. China's economy is in a slump, and the Beijing authorities have finally lost their composure. The Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee held an emergency meeting and stopped promoting the bright prospects of China's economy, rarely admitting that there are problems in the economy. Rich people are fleeing in a low-key manner, and there is a trend of going abroad in Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. The life of ordinary people is becoming increasingly difficult, increasingly severe. China's economy faces major challenges. Ming Zhuzheng, professor emeritus of the Department of Political Science at National Taiwan University, recently said on the YouTube program Political and Economic Frontline that in addition to domestic economic problems, China is also facing increasing pressure from the international environment. Among them, the Sino-US trade war has had a huge impact on China's export-oriented economy. Since the outbreak of the trade war in 2018, the United States has imposed tariffs on many types of Chinese products, greatly compressing the market share of Chinese companies overseas. This has not only led to a decline in China's exports, but also prompted some manufacturing companies to transfer production to lower-cost countries such as Vietnam and India, further weakening China's global supply chain position. At the same time, the technological competition between China and the United States has also brought huge challenges to the Chinese economy. The United States has blocked China's access to high-tech products such as advanced semiconductors and communication technologies through a series of restrictive measures. This technological blockade has greatly restricted China's technological progress in areas such as 5G, artificial intelligence, and chip manufacturing, causing related companies to suffer unprecedented pressure and development bottlenecks. Not only the United States, but European countries are also becoming increasingly cautious about China. Although economic ties between the EU and China occupy an important position in the process of globalization, in recent years, Europe has raised more questions about China's policies on market access and technology protection. Chinese companies have entered the global market with a low-price competition strategy, which has brought a great impact on European small and medium-sized enterprises, prompting the EU to increase its scrutiny of Chinese imports and gradually adopt more restrictive measures. In addition, the withdrawal of foreign capital is also a major test facing the Chinese economy. In recent years, more and more multinational companies have chosen to transfer production lines from China to other regions, which has not only weakened China's traditional advantages as the world factory, but also caused China to lose a lot of foreign exchange income and employment opportunities. In particular, a series of laws and regulations involving national security issued by China, such as the counterespionage law and the data security law, have further triggered a crisis of confidence in the Chinese market environment for foreign-funded enterprises. Although these measures are aimed at strengthening national security protection, they have also caused more doubts from the outside world about the openness of the Chinese economy.